Omiye Urazaye.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Merge Between Daily Sigh show
Collaboration
by Eba and Real Talk with Sophie by, Sophie. So today I'm here with like wonderful people, which, along the line they will introduce themselves as they speak. And we're going to talk to them about marriage, if they want to marry, and their reasons for wanting to marry or not.
Interjection. Say you come to talk to us about marriage. I can't convince us or
I meant I'm going to.
we're just okay, we're just gonna talk about it.
We're going to talk about
Sorry,
marriage.
PTSD. Where's your boyfriend
Okay. So how many of us want to marry? I see you right there. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many of us boldly don't want to marry?
You don't understand the thing. Period.
Hey, Shama. Do you want to marry? Question. You don't want to marry? Question. Do you want to marry or not?
Do I want to marry?
Yes.
My parents want to marry.
The question is, do you?
Do you?
What's your
Probably.
Probably marry.
Okay.
Have you seen
So with those who don't want to marry, Melvin, tell us. You said you raised your hand for not wanting to marry. Talk to us about why you think marriage is not necessary for you.
For me?
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't see what's nice about it. That's me personally.
No, like what
I
does
think-
that mean?
I think that's a complete waste of time.
Wow.
Well, damn.
Like, personally, I like my space. So, to be with somebody, I get that maybe they'll deal with emotional support. You have a companion, you go through things, but
I knew he was going to bring that up.
personally, I don't see the need. Maybe you can have one or two friends who will help you, in life.
Yeah.
But
Just
finally have someone, just there. I can't deal with it.
You can't deal with it.
I honestly can't. It's tiring. It requires a lot of work. Like marriage is work.
But do you believe in an open relationship?
I believe in an open
Yes.
relationship.
Maybe that one will help you to adjust
I
well.
believe in an open relationship for myself. Males only.
Yeah.
What?
But women are not allowed to.
No, what's that supposed to mean?
What that's supposed to mean? That's supposed to mean that women should not be allowed to have open relationships.
Why? But men
Why? Why?
Yeah.
But I thought we were talking
should.
Okay. Let's come back to the center. Okay, Esther, you said you would like to marry.
Yeah.
Why do you still believe in marriage? Because we are in a time where, like, if you go on social media right now, you see a lot of things coming up with cheating, with scandals, like so many things. So why do you still want to be married?
Because I want to be committed.
You want to be committed.
Yeah.
You believe in love.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do believe in it. Actually, some people don't want to get married because they feel like it's stress. Maybe they can't commit to one person and they feel like it's a whole lot of work. But to me, I don't feel it that way. At least I need to try. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not bad to try.
Okay. So Nans, tell us something.
Okay, cool. So I actually saw a tweet yesterday that made me laugh. That was like, imagine coming home from a long day of work and then somebody was coming to be talking in your ear. But like, me personally, it's not that I'm striving for marriage, but of course I'd like to get married. Like, if I don't get married, I'm not going to die. But I mean, why not? Like, to have somebody there, it's cool. But personally, I like to strive for like the highest level in most things that I do.
Exactly.
And if it's a relationship, the next highest level is marriage. So why wouldn't I strive?
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Efwa, do you have something to say?
Yeah. I don't think like millennials as of now are like, okay, yeah, marriage is like absolutely something that I need to like achieve or something.
Yeah.
If it comes, fine. If you find somebody that like you are that comfortable with, you trust that person that much, you want this person to be in your life for the rest of your life, and you want to get married, fine. But as of now, like what I'm seeing, young people are not really like, you know what, like I need to get married. I need to get married. We are not behaving the same way that our parents were behaving. We are not that excited about marriage the same way our parents.
But
were,
funny enough, like there are men and women mocking older women above 30 for being single or for not being married. So like even in modern Ghana, like I'm not even going to refer to like other countries where they are so advanced to the point that they don't really care about it. But in Ghana here, when you get to a certain age and they are not seeing any guy or any woman in your life, then they start, and then the mommy joke starts flying. That
I feel like that comes from the older generation though, because if we're honest, back then for them, more time they were in a serious relationship at the age of 20, or even some people were married by 21, by 19, like they've already settled down. And now like our focus is a bit different. Everyone's like trying to be entrepreneurs, trying to do their own
trying
thing.
to make money.
And like to be married at 30, 35, what's the big deal? You can still do what you gotta do. Your silence is there. If you can't have children, you can have children as adoption. So like it's not that deep.
But it's not easy because like we are still like under our parents' generation. Like they are still watching over us. So if I wake up one day and I say I just want to have a baby, it won't make sense to them. I mean, but like it wouldn't make sense.
It won't make sense to them. Sorry.
Oh no,
It won't make sense to them. But I think the moment they feel like they see, not even they feel, they see that you can actually take care of this baby. You have like
money.
You have money. Your life is
Money
together.
talks.
Like you have your life together. You can actually cater for this baby. And it will bother them that probably you're not married and you want to have a kid, but like they'll be like, she can take care of it. So
Okay.
I
that's
don't know.
what
I
she
feel like
wants,
with the
fine.
marriage thing, especially when it comes to the pressure from external pressure and the jokes and things, I don't think it's still generational, to be honest, because I find that in as much as they have their way of thinking, and that has never stopped us before. We've always done whatever the fuck we want to do as a generation. Hence, we are here. Anyway, but thinking about it, there are still groups of people who believe in that kind of thing. And as somebody who isn't really pensive about it, I mean, not like I'm going to first jump into something and say I'm going to get married, but at the same time, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
It's not as imperative to me as it is to some groups. There are people that grew up in communities or families where everybody gets married quick. I have a part of my family, by 21, most of them are married. Most of them have kids and things like that. That's how they think. Their owners get married now. You have an expiration date and they've titled themselves, "Where's your boyfriend committee?" Do you understand?
Yeah.
They move. They actually move.
Yeah.
So I still think it's a belief system that exists independently. And then with the changing times, I read this article on millennials. Are we millennials? I really still question that thing.
Gen Z.
We're like, we're in the middle here.
I think some of us are generation
Yeah.
Z, and there are millennials.
The last movie
Wait.
saw year is 96, and it starts from 87. That's a Gen Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I-
Like,
Oh,
like
interesting.
you are a Gen Z.
Oh, millennial.
Yeah, but I feel like even with that, the way we think today and the things that bother us today, a lot of us are actually polyamorous. That's the truth. It's facts. We're polyamorous, and a lot of us are polyamorous, and it's true. But
Interesting.
We don't
What
know.
is no wait for the purpose of like the viewers to understand where we are coming from. What is polyamory?
So polyamory is kind of okay. I can't think of the right terms right now because my issue.
Who wants to help with the definition? But Ari, say it.
It's
Yeah.
like,
So polyamory in short and sense just means people who are able to have full loving relationships with more than one person.
yeah.
So how does marriage work with that?
So
Because you raised your hand
so it's
somehow.
like- it depends on one's idea of marriage. If you're using like traditional ideas of marriage, that's very monogamous state, which is fine. Even polyamorous people who are polyamorous can still have monogamous relationships. The idea isn't just because you are then you have connection with different people on that level. It just means that you have the ability to. So I'd say an easier way to look at it, especially for polyamorous people and even everybody else, is having someone who you refer to as your life partner. In which case you can have, I guess, different types of life partners. But where the important thing between you is, you to sound. The energy that you guys share, right? You like that energy. This is the specific link and relation that you have, and that's what you enjoy. You want to keep that. You both decide that you want to keep that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it works.
So yeah,
And-
people do get married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Polygamy and polyamory are types of things.
Yeah.
So it's not a canon.
Exactly.
You can have 2 wives, 2 husbands. So you
And
can't
they-
just say it's just a connection.
Yeah.
Does two
And they're
husbands
both
have
fully,
to
they're
Yeah,
both
that's
full
how
relationships.
More than two, actually.
Okay.
That's a
Wow.
relationship.
in the same house?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
In the same
Yeah, documentaries are.
Okay. Let's not all like talk over each other.
So back to the article I was reading. So it was
Yeah.
talking about how so the term the writer used, or the person who wrote the article used, was that we have a low pain threshold as a generation altogether. We don't like that concept of pain. And the whole idea of somebody else having the opportunity to do that kind of damage to you already puts you in a space where you feel like it's not something you really want to do. But my perspective on marriage is mainly focused on the fact that I don't think we understand what we are doing. Everybody, generally, we all do
We're
not-
figuring it out.
No, see, if we're figuring out, it's different. But we just hop into it, or we hop into the notion of ideals of marriage. So ideally, you get married, then you have kids, and then you have your house together, and you're supposed to set up a life for. That's what everybody's notion of marriage and life after marriage is. But that's the thing, it's just a notion. No one tells you what goes on between now we have kids. That changes how often we have sex. Or that changes what we focus on when we go to the supermarkets, our budgets, all of these things.
Yeah.
Nobody has a book for that. So to me, it seems very two-dimensional, insufficient.
Okay. Okay, so Derek, I saw you raising your hand for you don't want to marry. What's the reason? What's the reason? Like tell us more about that.
Personal reasons.
What are those personal reasons?
Childhood traumas.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. You don't want to traumatize a different generation.
So I don't want to just get into
For their
anything
personal
that I can't
reasons.
be committed to, because sometimes I might just
I feel you. So you're likely to cheat.
not cheat per se, to hurt her in lady. Anyways, like anyway, not
Okay, Ari.
So I think, I don't know if I will say as a generation, but over time, we just started to see that the falling apart of the myth of marriage. You know, earlier in earlier in time, we could have said, you know, oh, this is the idea of marriage, and everybody thinks that this is what it is, and so maybe it's then that's wrong. But we bring up the internet, we pay more attention to our parents, seeing the divorce rates going down, we have the numbers.
Yeah,
We've seen that
yeah.
actually, you know, maybe
It discourages
marriage
us.
isn't- The marriage, the idea of marriage isn't what has been put there, and we have to take a bit more time to put together what that means for us, and
Okay.
know for sure that, you know, the connection that we're going to have with a person isn't going to be a destructive one, as we've seen before.
I feel you. Personally, I believe in marriage because I believe in a stable home for the kids. I believe in, I didn't grow up in a stable home though, but I believe in a stable home for kids. I believe in financial security. I believe in there are so many like benefits, and then even the companionship and everything is good. Like it's good for you. Loneliness also kills people. So yeah, I feel like it's just cool to have, you know, people, like somebody in your life.
So why can't you just have somebody? That's my whole notion. Like, you see, my issue with this marriage thing is the people with the interest in marriage go in with the interest of marriage, because I realize that we all tend to hop into something that seems secure or stable, and then we make the mistake of not actually fully exploring and finding ourselves. I use my family a lot because honestly they're the first people I see when they're making their mistakes. I watch them. But my cousin got married, and you know, she started this blog thing about like the first 3 months or so after the honeymoon phase. And I was thinking, you didn't know you didn't like this before you got married.
Yeah.
Do you get to like? I feel
I
like
mean,
we should all fuck around for like 5 years or more, and then know what you like. Know what you like, because then you're telling me that he doesn't satisfy you, auntie. You didn't know?
Yeah, because she was saving herself for marriage.
Get the fuck out of here! It's 2020. I mean, if you wanted to save yourself for marriage, then join a fucking family.
I also feel like there's a stigma
Or
like
join
in
one of
African
those
society.
Christian pages.
I've-
You know,
No,
Tinder for Christians.
there's do that. I feel like there's a stigma around maybe moving in with your boyfriend or something in Africa here, like in Ghana here. Like there's no way that I'll wake up and move in with my boyfriend. We have an apartment. My dad be like, what the hell do you mean by that? Like, what are you trying to tell me, that I didn't raise you right or something?
Don't
Or
necessarily.
like based on religious stuff. So it's difficult sometimes to like explore the person fully before you commit yourself to
Don't
marriage.
move in. I mean, don't move in. There's social things that you want to do, right? There's still things I want to do comfortably without somebody saying, hey, don't do this, or like, you understand. No,
I'm not saying like, but like if it's leading to marriage, right? That which is the final step. You are gonna want to know how to live with this guy.
So you should start with dating. That is why I say you need to fuck around for 5 years. Date.
Not
And
fucking
then
around. You
Yeah.
don't know
Date.
how his living
No,
situation
for 5
How
years.
long are you going to fuck around?
That's
5 years.
It's dependent on you. It's
Yeah, like-
5 years. The most you should do is 5 years, because honestly, with the female range, right? If you actually study female behavior, that notion of I am taking you seriously comes in when we have the security of the other party taking you seriously,
Yeah, true.
right? So if you're doing this thing, girls always jump in and, oh, I'm talking to this boy, so this is sis, don't do that. Sis, like variety, like touches, like options. actually. So then at that point in time, when you take your time to date, because the thing is, I realize that a lot of Ghanaians put relationships and dating in the same space, and that's not the same as courtship altogether.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of marriages fail, because you are dating the person, you are talking to just this one person, you're doing all the cute shit together. But are you in a relationship where you are thinking, I'm going to let go of this habit because you hate it, or I'm going to compromise on this because you don't like it? You are not ready. If you're not ready to do that kind of homework, why are you thinking about marriage? Oh,
I
I'll
feel
get
like-
married, it will change.
I also feel like a lot of women are
Doesn't
concerned
change.
with, you know, being slut shamed and all that, so they are not willing to like explore to their full
Can't be
capacity.
jumping from one guy to
Yeah,
the other.
I want to maybe you want to experience the different types of, you know, the body. Yeah. So yeah, you want to do that, but you are limited because you feel like maybe if I move to Kwejo and the next time I move to Kwame, like they're going to talk about me in a certain way, say I'm a whole like,
Okay,
but I'm just
Definitely not
exploring
dash
my
pussy.
sexuality.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have sex with one person 10 times and you have sex with 10 different people at one time, what's the difference?
No, that's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. You don't have that problem.
There's a big difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is you are letting every guy enter the hole. Why?
That is in inbuilt slashing.
Why
You're
not?
slashing
Oh,
yourself.
for real?
No, but it's not right sleeping with various
Right?
guys.
Who said it wasn't right?
Oh,
Who said it was wrong and who said it was right?
It's something right about that.
You see,
No,
see,
there's
that's
the
the
com-
mentality that like most Ghanaians have. That like if you're sleeping with too many people, then
So there's
it's
no
wrong,
fucking Ghanaians.
it's slap and whatever. The only thing you need to like be concerned about is your happiness.
Yeah.
Marriage is that important. It's like
It is.
your
But you
happiness.
see,
So
how will
if
you
want
be
to-
happy if people in society are bashing you? Like, you'll be
Don't mind
sad.
them.
How is it
They're
their
in
vagina?
I'm not the
Is
one
it their
who
vagina?
happy.
Come on.
Whether you do it
In
or
the
not,
words of
you
my
just do it.
In the words of my tutor man, who's your
Okay.
prostitute? Find your prostitute. because it's the
But you have to
attitude.
protect
I mean,
yourself.
everything is easier said. Yes,
It's
definitely.
important.
But everything is easier said than done because in the long run, right, we are all like people that are looking forward to, most of us are people looking forward to be in the media somehow, some way. I mean, we have a model, a rapper, we have a talk show host, we have more people here. And I feel like if you start sleeping around with someone like me, if I do it, and then when I know I'll blow that one, dear, no doubt. When I blow, it's gonna come back and bite me in my ass in the publicity, because like people are going to hold on to it. Yeah, they're going to hold on to it and use it like this girl, this, that, and wherever I go, maybe if I go for an interview, or like
It
an
can
interview on
affect
the radio,
you.
and stuff, yeah, they'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you.
They'll
They'll bring it up every time, and it will be like something that will,
It doesn't make sense.
and it might even like prevent me from becoming the president of Ghana one day.
I
So
don't
like I feel like
That
If
is
your
a
body
fair-
count, if
that's
your body
a-
count is wild enough and you want to be president of Ghana, use it to your advantage. Babe, I fucked you in 2000 this thing. You better vote for me. Period. Why are you letting these things stop you?
Oh,
The thing is, so the whole notion of slut shaming, it is why you did the prostitute in the first place. You understand? So what I saw on Twitter was this guy said when he sees girls with anklets, all he thinks about is no, he said lesbians or prostitute, and that's why I'm using the word. No, not prostitute, or prostitute. And I decided to deep that word, and I realized that it's the prostitution behavior plus the attitude you're attached to. That's what makes prostitute. Now, on that notion, if what your intention was to do was just to find a mate, somebody who was compatible, and you had to do it through different means. I mean, just finding a mate doesn't mean that everybody you're going to fuck. I mean, really. But on that note, you have to think about it this way. Are you doing what is necessary for you? Because if you are not a virgin, for instance, you've had like different partners, you know what you like, right? So are you going to tell me that because this is the person that I like at the moment, and I think this will go towards marriage? You're going to sit in it, son, and then so what? In your
head mentality.
Google. Okay, so how do I reach my orgasm by myself after marriage? Because I feel like the reason why I don't believe in marriage, but I'm not big on marriage is because I feel like it's a commitment, a lifetime commitment. Yeah. And if I'm picking you to go on this life journey with, you need to be exactly. So why not find the person who meets your standards as compared to building the bear as most girls would like to do, which is where the cheating comes from. Oh, he cheats, but like he will change. Auntie, he will acquire better skills. You practice and you get better at it. So sooner or later, you don't think he's cheating, but
Why you don't know that?
Yeah, I feel you.
did you just?
Okay. So wrapping up, we took the opinions of everybody who wants to get married and who doesn't want to get married. We came to a conclusion that we need to explore more. We need to date more people.
Taste it all.
Yeah, as she said, taste it all. And then come from my mouth though.
Be like Skittles, taste the flavors to the rainbow.
Yeah, so we came to the conclusion that you have to date more people. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. You don't want to get in and be unhappy. So you need to be very sure. Ari, you want to answer?
Does it necessarily have to be lifelong though?
Divorce is an option.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, we don't marry to divorce.
I think
It's just like any other relationship. It can't end.
Okay. So we should think about it as a partnership.
At the time spent together.
Yeah, but I feel like with people who actually
Like,
want
this is
to.
the thing for long. I mean, if you want
For
to-
people who want marriage, I think the notion is to die together.
Yeah.
But what if it
In
beats your
sickness and in
if you're not-
So why did you go into
Okay, maybe you want like you were sure about the person. Some way, somehow, along the line,
But you've brought children into the mix.
things change.
So in the events where you have kids, or not even direct kids, but like you had like nieces or something come live with you in that situation, you need to think about it beyond yourself, because I feel like people who are considering marriage are looking at procreation, leaving a legacy and all of those things. So you can't be as selfish to say, I just want to get divorced. In certain circumstances, it's valid, especially in
When it's violent.
not even just abuse, but where you've lost the love altogether, because that makes it even harder to.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah, so that's why I said you need time to fuck around. You do, and you need that lay away space in a relationship or in marriage where you're like, okay, this is the partner you are with. These are things you do not tolerate. So that should help you decide if you want to do the marriage thing or not. Because the thing with so I did a thing with my uncle's internship firm, and we tend to get a lot of divorce cases, and they're all ridiculous things, like really, really ridiculous. Someone wants to get divorced because she got a dog.
Huh?
What?
Yes, Carmine. She got a dog, and he was like, I don't fuck with this Carmine. So they're divorced. At the moment, they're divorced, and that's what I mean by you need to know.
You need to know, yeah.
Because if this is the reason why your kids are growing up in, there's nothing wrong with growing up in like a home that's separated. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to bring your kids up in that ideal notion of family is mother, father, and you can't use karma as a basis for divorce.
Penny wants to say something.
She does like
Well, divorcing can affect your children,
Yeah.
but keeping them in a toxic home is worse. And you can't say it's selfish because a lot of children can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And support you breaking up.
Yeah,
So
that's,
you can't just say that.
no, but that's why I said that with divorce, right?
Yeah.
It's dicey because you can't pick a partner that's you can't. That's what. Let me calm down. So you need to take your time to fuck around. That's where it's coming from. Because a lot of people don't have enough. No, it's important. It need because you don't experience people, right?
Yeah.
You don't experience people, and then you find somebody that you think is compatible. Emphasis on you think, and you're taking parts of. They are only exhibiting parts of themselves that's acceptable between the two of you. But are they really being themselves? Because people get married, they have kids, they go like 30 years, and then they think back and they're like, oh, you know, like I actually don't like this, or I actually miss doing this. And I don't feel like if you're going to go on this journey in life with somebody, you should have to necessarily take apart certain things from yourself. It should be the reason why you people work. So on that note, that's why I'm like, divorce is dicey, because if it's not in a situation that affects other people, do your thing. If it's necessary, do your thing. But if you're going to get married to somebody and then like they can sit at the dining table together, right, with their kids, and not exhibit what actual African love is, black love is. Are you solving the problem with your marriage?
Okay.
That's what I mean.
All right. So to conclude, right, we are going to say marriage is a serious thing. Even divorce is never easy. It's messy. It's always messy. Usually very, very messy. So you have to be sure of yourself before you enter the marriage. So we've concluded this episode. Thank you for watching this far. Bye, guys, and bye.
Your girl Daily Sigh.
So Daily Sigh and a selfie. Real talk with a selfie. I mean, real talk with a selfie. We out.